Hi everyone, my name is Kareem. I'm the founder and the Chief Technology Officer for KA Imaging. Today I'm going to talk to you about Reveal 35C, the world's first single exposure dual energy detector, and how it compares with previous generation dual energy solutions. So have a look at Reveal 35C right here. You can see that with Reveal 35C, you can add it as a detector replacement to any DR room or mobile X-ray, and you can get a diagnostic accuracy that approaches that of a CT without changing the accessibility or affordability of dual energy. Dual energy, of course, allows you to get the standard X-ray, a high-energy bone X-ray, and a low-energy soft tissue X-ray all in the same single exposure. So three images for every single exposure will give you the same technique, the same dose, and using the same X-ray source as your conventional X-ray. Now, if you look at this table, the Reveal 35 single exposure dual energy can be used for more cases than a conventional chest X-ray, right? Conventional chest X-ray, as you know, is the most used imaging modality out there. 60% of medical imaging is X-ray, and Reveal can diagnose and be used for more cases than that. When you look at bone suppression software, it's very limited. It's typically just limited to nodules and maybe now lines and tubes, but it has very limited use cases. Dual exposure dual energy could be used for a lot of different use cases. However, it has higher radiation and it changes the workflow. So it typically ends up being a very niche product as well. Now, since I'm talking about radiation, the Reveal 35C single exposure only requires a single exposure, just like a digital chest X-ray. In fact, it mimics it perfectly. And dual exposure dual energy needs twice as many X-rays. So there are some consequences for radiation and dose. With the Reveal 35C, you can use your grid as you typically would in your regular clinical technique. For dual exposure dual energy, you always have to use a grid, and that's part of the reason why you end up getting more radiation to the patient. When we're talking about sensitivity, dual exposure or dual energy has been shown over the last 40 years through many clinical studies that it is more sensitive than a chest X-ray. Bone suppression software was once compared with dual energy, dual exposure dual energy, and in that study it showed it was maybe about half as effective as dual energy. Remember, of course, it's only limited to nodules and lines and tubes. You couldn't, of course, compare it for pneumothorax, pneumonia, or any of the other use cases that dual energy has been shown for. The other neat feature about dual energy is that you can separate materials. You can distinguish calcium from soft tissue. That's important, of course, if you want to identify nodules as being calcified or not, or if you want to see lines and tubes clearly. With bone suppression software, it's based on morphology. It's looking at the shape. It cannot really tell what the material is, so nodules may be misclassified. The Reveal 35C has a really unique advantage in the fact that it can be used to provide dual energy for AP, PA, lateral, oblique views, any view really, because it's a single exposure solution. That means in one snapshot, it acquires 3 images for dual energy. That's very important for a variety of clinical use cases. For example, scoliosis, where a lateral view is very important. Looking, for example, at various pulmonary diseases, if you're looking in the retrocardiac space, in all of those situations, the lateral view is critical. That is today not possible with any other solution. Reveal 35C is portable, unlike traditional dual energy solutions, and it has no motion artifacts. Image quality is perfect every time. You don't have to deal with image registration or artifacts. Just to kind of emphasize what we mean by why are the motion artifacts a problem, these are example images taken from the different solutions that exist on the market today when it comes to dual energy. Solution 1, 2, and 3 all look at dual exposure dual energy. In each of these solutions, the motion artifact is quite visible. In some cases, it's detrimental to the image, and in other cases, you could ignore it, but it's still annoying. With the Reveal 35C single exposure dual energy, you'll notice that there's 0 motion artifact. The reason simply being all 3 images are acquired in a single exposure.